Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Checking in on the MJ sector, one day making all the difference. So today was a green Marubozu candlestick with an increase in bull volume and a significant shift in momentum. So I entered today not intending to trade MJ. I didn't see any setups that I liked, and we have had plenty of volatility in the broader market the last 2 days in both directions. So that's where my focus was. The bell rang, and instantly we see the bulls in CGC. What was our low of consolidation and key level that we must hold? 1762. We broke that level by a penny. That's a double bottom. And the bulls showed up in a big way. And what this shows me on the first 15 minutes of trading, that's not retail defending support. That's big money coming in, holding support by a penny or losing it by a penny, but defending it and ensuring that we bounce off that support. That's defense. That's big boys with defense. So after yesterday's trading, I'm thinking to myself, where have the bulls gone? Did bulls take all their profit on this move and now the bears are back in full control? And today showed me, nope, bulls still have big money still has bullish positions and they're defending their supports. So that was standout number one for me. And we then saw a 5-minute continuation with a higher low bull flag, an increase in bull volume that told us, okay, this move is for real. Big money is defending this support. So I then said, all right, what's my anti-FOMO? If you're feeling FOMO, most of the time you just need to zoom out. I zoomed out and I said, okay, big move, but we still need an hourly trend change for this to mean anything. So I said, all right, if I want any entry, this bull move is great. This is showing me bulls are defending their levels, but I'll enter on an hourly high or low. I don't need to enter this morning. So I patiently waited. We then saw consolidation and our hourly pulled back. Then on the 5-minute time frame, I saw this bounce right here. And I said, okay, that's a solid bounce. That's enough of a bounce that we can look for a 5-minute higher low to form when it tops out to change the 5-minute trend and give us our hourly higher low. So I sat there, I watched, I said, all right, come on, bulls, give me a chance. Give me consolidation. And I saw no pullback. I said, man, bulls are really holding on to this consolidation well. I filled out a market buy order and just had to only press one button, finger on the trigger, patiently waiting. And as soon as I saw that that's as far as a pullback as we're going to see, I market bought in the 1860s, low 1860s on this break, and then huge volume poured in for that follow through and new high of the day, confirming the hourly trend change. Then we heard some rumors posted in the chat room that the current CEO has put in his 2 weeks, that there's a rumor that Bruce is going to be back joining the board, that the new CEO is going to be announced. Whatever the reason, bulls showed up with big volume. And again, that's more than retail volume in my opinion. That's more than just a rumor spreading around Twitter. That's big bulls defending their positions. Then one more thing that stood out, number 3, at the end of the day, I do my live streaming, and at 3:15 I went live, and I said, all right, well, I have to defend my position from 1863. I intended for it to be a swing position when I entered, but I said to myself, okay, if we lose our 5-minute higher low of support, at this point we had not broken 19 yet, and I said, all right, if we fail 19 and lose the 5-minute uptrend, I want to stop out. I put my stop at 1881, and fortunately, the bulls played defense again. The setup was here for the bears to completely deflate bull momentum, lose 5-minute support, and see a sell-off into the end of the day. They had increasing bear volume. They tried it. Bulls showed up one more time and said, nope, we are defending support. And fortunately, they stopped my stop loss from triggering by 1 penny, and I am in the trade swinging into tomorrow. It would be nice timing to get some CEO bull news and break 1921 resistance. That is the level tomorrow. Break the daily little lower high from last week during the holidays. Break 1921. And I will be viewing this. Let's see what the 2-day luck. I don't like the 2-day chart. But I will be viewing it as a low, high, higher low, and I'll still be viewing it as an equilibrium and watching for the potential of a lower high compared to 2156. And you might say, well, wouldn't you consider this, meaningful enough, a break of 1921? It's a clear resistance level, and it would be meaningful to show some bulls going on offense after playing defense today. But that's the holy grail for the daily resistance change, or the daily trend change. This isn't a daily trend change getting over 1921. We need to get over 2156 and 2168. So the bulls still have some hope for the potential of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Best case tomorrow is an increase in bull volume, a break of 1921, and a move up towards $20. And again, only if we break 2156 is it a clear daily trend change and a clear shift in momentum favoring the bulls. But I have a position to see if that can take place tomorrow. Most important support is the hourly high or low of 1833. APHA. So we have a low, high, higher, low, lower. You could view this as a little equilibrium. Higher low as we held 438. Bulls have to break 480. So similar in the sense that CGC needs just over 1% for a break of 1921. APHA needs just over 1% for a break of 480. Is this a daily trend change? Again, I wouldn't argue with someone if they're saying that's a higher low and higher high, that's a daily trend change. I wouldn't argue with them. But for me, we have to break the highs, because what that would do is put the pressure on the bears. That would mean that anybody that entered bearish on this extreme bounce that has not already covered is then underwater. And that would be the momentum shift that I need to see. This little momentum shift is not enough. We have to break the highs of the move from a couple weeks ago. ACB held support of 236, have to break 262. Again, we're a bit further off. We are not 1% away from a resistance break, so it is still standing out as one of the weaker names. Kron today was offended by me talking about it being one of the weaker names, and although we started with a gap down open and dropped to lower lows, it made a full recovery today, up almost 6%, playing catch up. So again, to break $7, we need 2%. But as far as getting back to near where CGC is, and when I say that, I mean, what's the percentage distance that we have to go to break 1805 or 805? It's 17%. And before CGC's end of the day bull move, it was 17% away from resistance as well. At this point, it has taken the lead a bit more. Now it's down to 14%. So Kron's still a little bit behind, but I would rank them CGC, thanks to today's boost. APHA right there with CGC. Kron third, ACB fourth out of those names. Hexo. So we held the low of 199. Resistance will be 222 and then 239. And again, a long way to go to that resistance level. Because that move was so significant, we pulled back significantly. And definitely going to be watching and viewing it as an equilibrium. Low, high, higher low, but certainly looking for a lower high compared to 270. OGI stood out as a lead bull yesterday. Big time standing out. Look at this end of the day volume. That is notable. Stood out as a lead bull yesterday, and following through, it broke its 274 resistance by a lot. We broke that resistance by 13 cents, which is 4%, which would be like CGC being at pretty much just under $20. So CGC would have to be 5% higher, 4 to 5% higher, to be where OGI is right now. OGI needs to break 315 for the clear bull break. Increasing bull volume is a good sign. What percentage distance is needed? 11. Hourly higher low. Midday at 263. Anything above that level keeps the hourly uptrend intact. And I'm not aware of any OGI news, but let me know if I'm missing something. VFF stood out as a very weak name this morning. We were down at one point, 624, down to 592. We were down 5%. But a very impressive laggard play where bulls ended up closing up 2%. and had a very impressive 5% bounce from the lows. And actually almost a 10% bounce from the lows. Hourly trend change. Again, the volume. Look at that end of the day volume. But the hourly higher low is 610. We changed the trend. Anything above 610 is another hourly higher low. And we're now looking at daily resistance of 709, which is a long ways away. Again, this would be like CGC's 1921 resistance, which we are 1% away from. And while VFF had a great bounce, they have more work to do on the daily time frame. We're 11% just from this level, let alone our high, which is 24% away. So OGI is 11% from its high of the bull move, whereas VFF is 11% just from its daily lower high. So great dip buying today, but a lot of work to be done, bigger picture. Labs, daily chart, nice dip buying as well. Again, flush, a lot of weakness. Bulls bought the dip. Did we change the hourly trend? I would say not yet. We don't have a clear enough pivot point for an hourly higher low to form. Anything on the daily under 397 is just a lower high. So again, that would be like if we were still well below 1921 on CGC. And as you can see, what I'm doing is comparing everything to the sector leader of CGC and seeing who stands out stronger, who stands out weaker. And you compare OGI breaking the high of the bounce attempt from last week to VFF, which is nowhere near it still. Big difference. And labs like VFF. So on to USMJ. TRUL healthy consolidation at this point. Pull back looking for a daily higher low. Hourly trend has to change back to the bulls for us to say that our higher low has been set. There's your lack of liquidity right there as people rush to the exit for some profit taking. When the hourly trend changes, we'll be looking for the daily higher low to be set. Anything above 1619 is a daily higher low. Curaleaf, holding on just fine, daily inside bar. Bulls need to hold 746 and break 821. Again, it's very similar to CGC, just a couple percent. It needs a 3% bull move for a resistance break. And again, just comparing it to CGC, very similar. Low, high, higher low, lower high, held support, about to break resistance. And Curaleaf is the same setup, just a little bit further from breaking resistance. CWeb. So we had some news come out, and I should have had it up to read to you, but Google it, where we just had a bit of clarification where hemp companies are no longer going to be triggering SAR for suspicious activity in banking. So it's restrictions easing a little bit, making the banking a little bit easier for hemp companies, which CWeb is the hemp company, and benefiting. But anything on the daily time frame under 1350 is just a daily lower high. So a lot of work is still needed, but at least the bulls are holding 1136 support temporarily. IAN, still extremely weak. Bulls mean nothing to me unless we break $2. That's going to be the case for a while. And again, just less and less support. 169, 161, 160. OH, bearish reaction thanks to CL with dilution news. CL is the first USMJ name to drop to lower lows. Lowest price of 2019 consolidation. Other names are setting up to potentially follow. Looking at IAN and Harv as two of the weaker names that may follow. But CL is doing it first with that dilution, and it's dragging OH with it. 384 and 363 supports still remain, but we had a tightening range break bearish as soon as 421 broke. Red Marabozu, bearish reaction to dilution news. Bears are in full control of CL, and CL is now looking down at the all-time low. 638 was a level, and then its all-time low, 529. MedMen must hold 49 and break 65 to change this momentum. At this point, it is a daily bear flag with a 6% red day today. Tightening range today. So there's a potential bottom fishing play off of the all-time low, 39 cents. and I'm looking at the US ticker. So the all-time low is 49 cents. We held it by 3 pennies today, but again, odds of getting stopped out fairly high as the bears are still in control there. GTII, bear break on the daily inside bar, and we're looking right back down at the low. And the only support after 1108 is 991. So again, a whole bunch of USMJ names could absolutely drop to lower lows. And CL is the perfect example of that, as we continue to have headwinds and dilution news and capital restriction and difficulty raising funds and lack of federal catalyst. But Canadian MJ got our attention today. So we'll see if we get followed through tomorrow. Definitely a failure tomorrow if CGC fails to break 1921, if APHA fails to break 480, and we'll see what we get. Hourly higher lows will be our key support. Hope you had a good day. Do good things, and we'll see you tomorrow.